Hi everyone, I want to tell you a little bit about the measles outbreaks in the US and their connection to a national anti-vaccination movement. In the year 2000, measles was considered eliminated from the US, meaning there were no new cases transmitted by patients within the country. Yet in 2019 alone, there have been 159 reported cases of the measles. That is higher than the total number of cases in all of 2017. So why are there still so many cases of the measles? The answer can be found in the low vaccination rates of the US. And these rates are dropping in young children. Between 2009 and 2013, the use of non-medical exemptions from vaccines for kindergartners increased by 19% nationwide. But before we delve into the current situation, I want to provide some context and history for this news. First of all, what is the measles? The measles is a highly contagious airborne disease. 90% of people who are exposed and unvaccinated will become infected, and you can be in a room 2 hours after somebody with the measles left and still get sick. The short-term symptoms include runny nose, cough, fever, red eyes, and a rash. But the disease can also lead to lasting brain damage, deafness, and even death. Luckily, the MMR vaccine, which fights measles, mumps, and rubella, is 97% effective. I also want to give you a brief history of the anti-vaccination movement. People have been opposed to vaccines since the 19th century, but the modern movement as we know it really took shape during the late 90s. A British doctor named Andrew Wakefield published a study in The Lancet that found a link between MMR vaccines and autism. Despite a very small sample size and suspicious methods, the paper was widely publicized. It was eventually retracted when doctors analyzed the study and found that the only link between autism and vaccines is that kids are vaccinated around the same time that they start showing signs of autism. Furthermore, it was later discovered that Wakefield's research had been funded by a group of lawyers who planned to sue the vaccine companies. Overall, the study was found to be fraudulent and incorrect, but the supposed link between autism and MMR vaccine remains a key platform of today's anti-vaccine movement. There is no scientific evidence that vaccines are harmful or cause autism, yet people continue to refuse to vaccinate their children due to a combination of misinformation and fear. So how is this affecting us today? There have been a total of 6 outbreaks in 2019 alone. Washington has been in the news recently because of its outbreak of 71 cases. The state of Washington has responded by declaring a state of emergency. It is also worthwhile to note that in the county where 70 of these cases occurred, only 78% of children were immunized, compared to a national average of about 91%. There have also been 2 other major outbreaks in New York that began in the fall of 2018 and have resulted in a total of 261 cases of the measles. It might still be easy to think of immunization as an individual decision because a person is only really doing harm to themselves. There are a few issues with that thinking. If a person gets sick, they can not only infect people around them who have not been immunized, but also babies or people with certain medical conditions who are unable to get the vaccine. There have been 2 major responses to this growing issue. The first is new legislation that will make it more difficult for parents to get waivers for vaccines. The second is through social media. YouTube has removed ads on videos that contain anti-vaccine content. They also now provide information panels below these videos with links to more reputable websites containing information about vaccines. Pinterest also responded by blocking all searches for vaccinations in 2018. In conclusion, the number of young children who receive no vaccinations has quadrupled since 2001, and the World Health Organization has ranked vaccine hesitancy as one of the top 10 global threats. This is why people are taking these outbreaks so seriously. We are starting to see the real-life repercussions of the mounting anti-vaccination movement.